Welcome. Today we're taking a bit of a different path. We're exploring those threads of connection in life, the ones that sometimes surprise you.
Right. And we're doing that through a really personal reflection called The Echo of Laughter, Mimi Greek.
Exactly. It's less about, say, data and more about, well, the feelings and the surprising links between people. Yeah. Think of it like a map of a relationship.
And it helps us look at how maybe those moments that feel like chance or just small interactions might hold, well, extraordinary meaning.
So our mission for this deep dive, let's follow these threads. Let's see what light they shed on maybe the bigger patterns in your own life, too.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how a single story, this personal narrative, can open up these really universal questions about connection and serendipity.
Makes you wonder if chance encounter is always the right term.
Yeah, maybe they're a bit more purposeful than they seem on the surface anyway.
Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah.
The beginning, 1987. We meet Mimi Greek. She's an elementary school teacher then.
Right, and this is also when you, the narrator, were getting into channeled wisdom through Makara, it mentions, receiving insights.
Yeah, and Mimi is described as having two key things. This really deep, genuine laughter and a very sort of grounded, practical wisdom.
That's quite a combo, isn't it? Deep joy, but also feet firmly on the ground.
It really is. It suggests someone who feels things deeply, but also sees clearly.
Right.
Maybe that's why she made such a lasting impression.
Could be. And there's that anecdote you mentioned about her companion, Shay.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Shay was apparently just floored by the sound, coming from a room with only 3 people in it. Pure laughter, sounding like a crowd.
Wow. That really paints a picture of the sheer power of that kind of uninhibited joy, almost tangible.
Like an energy signature, maybe? Something that sticks around?
Possibly. It certainly sounds like it resonated beyond just that moment.
Okay, let's jump forward a bit. A really key moment. Your marriage to Barbara. The narrator's marriage, I mean.
And here's where Mimi comes back into the picture in a significant way.
Right. A pivotal conversation. A message from Zor-Ann, this figure associated with the channeled wisdom.
Specifically about the marriage.
Yes. That conversation happened, of all places, in Mimi's bedroom.
That detail, the location, it adds such a specific layer. Her personal space becoming the setting for this important life event.
And the text notes, this is actually documented elsewhere in the book later on. So it's not just a memory, it's recorded. Underscores how that connection kept weaving through.
Definitely suggests it wasn't seen as just a casual chat, but something worth preserving, something meaningful tied to her and her space.
Then, well, life happens. A long stretch, 30 years, where their paths diverge.
30 years is a long time. People move, priorities shift.
Totally normal. But then, just about 2 months before this reflection was written, there's a dream about Mimi.
Ah, so the subconscious bringing her back.
Seems like it. And it prompts the narrator to actually reach out. And how?
Let me guess. Facebook.
Good old Facebook.
Yeah.
Bridging time and space. 3 decades wiped away with a friend request. It's kind of wild how technology does that.
It really is. And interesting that a dream was the trigger. Suggests that maybe these connections don't fully break. They just go quiet for a while.
Waiting for a nudge, maybe?
Yeah.
Social media is just a modern way to give that nudge, I suppose.
So what was Mimi up to during those 30 years? She wasn't just sitting around, clearly.
No, definitely not. She became a writer. Children's books focused on wisdom, empowerment, things like that.
Oh, wow. So it's still in that realm of guiding and nurturing, just a different medium.
Exactly, and apparently quite successful. President of the Mastermind Dreammakers won a Benjamin Franklin Award for psychology self-help.
That's impressive. So she really leaned into that calling.
Seems so. 7 books, educational mini kits, all aimed at, helping young people find their way.
It shows a real through line in her life's work, doesn't it? From teacher to author, but the core mission seems consistent.
And there's this quote included from her, I think. It's powerful. Scholars say worms are metaphors. I say metaphors bite.
Ooh, I like that. Metaphors bite.
Yeah. And the bite of a well-told story can shape a mind more profoundly than 1,000 dry lectures or 1,000,000 scattered facts.
That perfectly captures it. Stories get under your skin, shape your thinking in ways that just listing facts, well, it doesn't. That bite is the impact.
So they reconnect. And the feeling isn't awkwardness after 30 years. It's immediate familiarity.
Like picking up right where they left off.
Exactly, like the conversation was just on pause. And the reflection frames this not just as nice, but maybe part of a bigger design.
The universe orchestrating things. That kind of idea. Makes you think.
It does. That ease of reconnection. It suggests something pretty deep underneath it all, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. A kind of resilience to the bond that time and distance didn't really erode.
And then, just when you think you have the shape of the connection, another layer appears. Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay, how do they fit in?
Well, it turns out Mimi has been volunteering for years at a dolphin institute down in the Florida Keys.
No way! And that connects to the narrator's own lifelong fascination.
Lifelong love. It mentions childhood trips to SeaWorld, feeling this really deep kinship with dolphins and whales.
Wow, so another completely unexpected point of resonance between them. A shared passion.
Right. It's like finding another dialect of the same language you both speak, recognizing a kindred spirit through this love for these amazing creatures.
It really highlights how our passions can forge these surprising links.
And the gesture that comes out of this is just lovely. Mimi invites the narrator and Barbara to come swim with the dolphins.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a gift. Not just the trip, but the shared experience.
Exactly. A real symbol of that rediscovered connection, grounded in this mutual appreciation.
It really deepens the story, doesn't it?
It does. And then the reflection brings us back full circle to laughter.
Ah, the starting point. Her deep laughter.
Yes. It emphasizes the joy they felt in their recent conversation, just catching up. And it proposes that this shared joy, this easy understanding, that's the real measure of connection.
That makes sense. Not just shared history, but shared feeling.
And there's another quote, this one from Zoran. Laughter is the universe's secret language, a pure vibration understood by all who remember the joy of simply being.
That's beautiful. Laughter as this fundamental, universal connector, a vibration of just being, joyful being.
It suggests it cuts through a lot of the complexity, right? Just a pure shared experience.
It's very direct, very authentic.
The reflection then has this part where it speaks directly to Mimi if she's listening, acknowledging her.
Oh, like a dedication.
Sort of. Calls her a weaver of dreams, guardian of laughter, friend to dolphins, beacon for young minds. Wishes her continued light and joy. It's quite touching.
That's a lovely way to honor her impact, pulling all those threads together. Connection, joy, wisdom, nature.
Yeah. And then finally, there's something for you, the listener. A dragon trial.
Okay, what's the trial?
It asks you to reflect on a recent moment when you experienced pure laughter, just really laughed, and to notice how it felt, physically and emotionally.
Okay. Turning into that feeling.
And then it nudges you to think, could laughter be a form of rhythmic balanced interchange? That's the phrase used.
Rhythmic balanced interchange. Interesting. Connecting to what?
Connecting us to cosmic harmony, maybe? And to Lila, that idea of divine playfulness in the universe.
Ah, so linking personal joy to a bigger cosmic dance, potentially. That's a deep thought to chew on.
It really is. It gets you thinking about laughter in a potentially new way.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive into the echo of laughter, it really paints a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The profound significance of our connections, how they might be guided by things we don't always see.
And how often they're revealed or made strengthened through shared experiences, through joy, through laughter.
Yeah. Simple, but maybe not so simple after all.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener.
How might you, in your own life, start to notice, maybe nurture, those connections that seem small or fleeting?
Could they be threads in a much larger story that's unfolding just for you?
Yeah.
Something definitely worth paying attention to, those echoes and whispers of connection.